What's up? This your boy Ontoneyo. You know what it is. I'm over here chilling at YGAM with my dude Bvggz. What's happening?
Yeah. What's up, my guy?
Yeah, that's what's up. We just checked out the album, man. Been a little while since you dropped. I think last thing I remember was the Yop Yop, maybe a couple summers ago.
Yeah.
So what's it been like creating this particular project as opposed to others?
This has been a fun experience because this is like the first time that I really feel like I made a complete project. Like from start to finish, like it's one solid sound with a common theme, showing different aspects and really a representation of who I am. So I'm super proud of the project.
Is that why the only feature we really get is we get Ray Reed obviously and Goodie?
Yeah, because those are guys that are close to me in real life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it made sense to have Ray on there as like somebody who I do a lot of music with on the scene, and you know, we're in the studio on a regular basis, and then of course I'm gonna put my bro.
So the album that we just heard, it's got a lot of different stuff on it. Like you go definitely through some different paths, but you still keep it, you know, funky with some street stuff on there.
Yeah.
What was your favorite track creating?
Ooh, I think they've all been my favorite at one point or another. I think right now, my favorite, looking back on it, is Love Me, because that was definitely the most difficult song to finish because I'm singing on it, and that was really, at the time, something that I had never experienced that in depth before. So looking back on it, that song made me a better artist. So that song,
you know, on a more serious note, like the whole scene, like I know this was your brother, but the whole scene misses, you know, has a big missing place for the man with big shoulders. He had a lot of space to fill. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, we lost Boss Goodie, you know, almost a year ago. A lot of people associate you with him because every time we saw him, we saw you either in the video, in person, wherever. It seemed like y'all were attached. Tell us about the story. Like, where did y'all meet? How'd y'all come?
That was my guy. And y'all always saw us together because eventually, as our friendship, we decided that we wanted to like chase our rap dreams because other shit in life wasn't going right for us. But we first originally go back to high school. We went to Overland together, and you know, we was cool back then. We wasn't like best friends or anything like that, but we kicked it in the same circles and shit like that, and hung out many times. But I dropped out of Overland, went to an alternative school, really fell off with everybody, and then a few years down the road, my friend Slim, we had just started like working on music and stuff like that, and he's like, is it cool if I bring my bro through? And we're like 19 at this point, so like, you know, I'm like, of course. And he bring Goodie down, and you know what I'm saying, it had been a few years since we seen each other, and at that point we just clicked. Like all three of us, you know, we was kind of like the Three Musketeers together when it came to like just music and rocking with each other and rolling with each other, and it just grew from there. It you know, we spent a lot of our lives growing up together, so you know, we went through different phases, but everybody is definitely familiar with the side of us that decided to start rapping, being at the clubs all the time.
So obviously you guys were at the studio a long time ago and all that. How did it like turn into this great chemistry where y'all was? Because I'm sure you were probably engineering some of these songs and some of the stuff he was on, doing certain stuff.
Well, so like at that time, like when I say come to the studio, I meant my mama's basement.
Right.
Like by come to the studio, I mean my mama's crib, because I had like, you know, the like sonar program and a little cheap ass microphone, and so we would record songs from there. And so I used to have everybody at my house, you know, just kicking it and recording and shit like that. But, you know, it started with basically just, you know, us making songs and like, you know, Goodie, you want to feature, you know what I'm saying, Bvggz, I'm trying to put you on this type shit. And those weren't what we called each other at the time. Then it was TJ and Stevie, but so then just being in the neighborhood, getting on different songs and stuff, that kind of created, this was before Denver really had a buzz and there was a scene blossoming and stuff. But it, like,
I definitely seen y'all come up, and y'all was doing a lot of shows at one time and stuff like that. Like, talk about that.
Crazy amounts. I mean, there were times when we would book ourselves out like 8 shows in a month, period. You know, doing a couple shows or 2-3 shows a week sometimes. But that's just because we were having fun. We weren't going to turn down a single show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt.
And promoters would ask us to sell tickets. We'd accept the show and say, fuck it. And just perform, because you can't sell 100 tickets to, 6 shows.
The same people, yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was really just about, like, getting good at performing, and instead of rehearsing, we just go do real shows in front of people and building our fan base and just getting a reputation for, having the ability to grind and stuff like that.
That's what's up. So, obviously it was a deep, impact, I feel like, on the community. I feel like Goodie was the guy you always wanted to see and say what up to, because he was just a friendly soul. But how is it, like, it's hard to quantify this in words, but how has it been without him?
Man, I don't know, bro. I'm still getting used to it. To be honest, it's just kind of like a day-by-day thing. It's kind of like, because, that was, as my friend, as, like, my brother, it's like, that's who I'm with when it's time to, like, relax and, like, chill and just have fun. And now that aspect's gone, it's kind of like, there's no body that, like, I have to, like, just, like, kick back and release with, which just sucks. But tons of people go through losing friends, and to be honest, when I speak on Goodie, I just want everybody to be able to, let me word that differently. When the way that I'm pushing Goodie's music still, I'm doing that for everybody who's lost somebody that doesn't have session for audio files that we can recreate and we can make stuff out of. I'm trying to, I'm trying to make sure that we keep sure his memory lives on, and that everybody that's lost somebody, knows there's somebody out there that can relate. This is Bvggz, and we're at YGAM Studios. Make sure you're on the lookout for my new album, Love. And for all your entertainment needs, go visit goldpager.com.
Boom.